What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Welcome, welcome. We are returning to Daggerfall today. I wanted to do a little bit of an update to the guide. I beat the game a couple of times since I made the first guide, so really what I want to do is just kind of update it and, take all that stuff that I learned before, weigh it against what I've learned, and kind of see how that goes and see what I can make for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let me move this over here. And we'll make that big or small. I mean, the other big. Here we go. What's up, guys? What's up, corn dogs? How we doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. So we're running the dream mod, and I have not seen this yet. Let me know if you can hear an echo. Andre, welcome in. Zach, welcome in. What up, Cheeseball? I'm doing great. How are you? Let me know how everything sounded. You gave up? Why'd you give up? The controls, huh? Let me see if I can't help you out. All right, so we're starting anew, guys. We are going to update the guide today, and yeah, let's get into it. Word on the street is that high elves are... Sorry, it wasn't letting me pick it there for a second. Word on the street is that high elves are immune to paralyzing poisons and spells. So that's going to be good for us. So we're going to take that. Doesn't really matter which gender. We'll just do a male for whatever reason. Welcome in, guys. How we doing, Boker? So what we do is we generate a create a custom class. We create a custom class every time. Always a custom class. All right, so I maintain that you're going to want to pick like your favorite weapon up front, right? So pick whatever weapon you're going to want up front. If you pick a one-hander, you're going to be able to use a shield. And by one-hander, I mean like short blade. Pretty much all short blades are going to be one hand. Some long blades are going to be one hand, but some are going to be two hands. So with that being said, like, a one-hander, you can hold a shield, you can hold a lantern. It just kind of all depends on what you want to do. I am thinking we do long blade for this, just because you can get some pretty good damage pretty quickly. And then what are we going to take for this second one here? I'm thinking that we take restoration, because what I've learned is that restoration really helps. I'm going to be healing all the time, and you're going to want restoration. You're going to want your spells to be hitting. You're going to want them to be not landing, if that makes sense. Okay, so what's up, Carlos? How are we today? So for our third one here, we are going to take something that we can level up kind of like actively instead of like passively, right? So I would say something like another weapon skill for like a backup, or perhaps destruction. Destruction hasn't been great, but archery has been. Archery, you kind of have to skill into it all the way, though. Oh, I'm doing great, Carlos. I do appreciate you being a part of the stream. We're returning to the Daggerfall today, as you can tell. We're just now getting into it, so, grab a drink, settle in. We're chilling. Okay, so for our last one here, I think I want to take Axe. No, we are absolutely going destruction, because late game you're going to want to be able to cast a wildfire spell, which is a destruction spell. It's a dot and it kills liches like pretty well. You got a PC so you can play Daggerfall, but it's so hard. Just wait till we get into it, man. Just wait till we get into it. I will show you that it is much easier. Obviously everybody has their own opinion and everything, and I respect yours, but maybe I can show you a thing or two. Oh, of course. Also, let me know how the stream sounds. I got a new mic set up here today. I feel like it could maybe be closer to my face. Sounds good? Hell yeah. I do appreciate that, guys. I do appreciate that. All right, so for these ones here, I like to take... Where's it at? Medical. Medical's a good one to have. What medical does is when you rest, it determines how quickly you kind of... sorry, I lost my train of thought there. It determines how quickly you get your health and magicka back up there. Welcome in, user. How are we today?
You got my attention.
Yo, user, thank you for the follow. Have some corn. I do appreciate that. All right, so we're going to take a critical strike here. And then for the third one, we're going to take running, because we're always going to be running. So these are going to help us level up pretty decently here. These are going to be ones that we can actively be leveling up. And then for the miners, so let's talk miners here. I like to go etiquette and streetwise. Etiquette is for talking politely, and you have to talk politely to nobility. Streetwise is for talking bluntly. Talking blunt works better with common folk. And then, so for the third one here, we're going to take mercantile. Everybody likes better prices, right? And those three are going to help because we're going to take a little bit from luck in the beginning here. We're going to take mysticism and thaumaturgy so that we can be covered with the rest of the spells we're going to use for the game. And then for the last one here, what should it be? Should we go jumping? We could always kind of be jumping and leveling. That could be good. Stealth could be good as well. I feel like stealth is always being leveled up. We're going to go... jumping. And so this is what it's going to look like here. This is what the skills are going to be that I recommend for kind of like a get to the end game playthrough here. So let's get into the attributes here. You're going to want to be in portrait mode, not in landscape mode for this one, because landscape mode, my camera is going to be covering some of this over here on the left side. So if you're doing that or whatever, or if you're watching on PC, switch it over to portrait so you can see this. VOD people, you don't got to worry. I always tape my VODs portrait. I feel like it's just better. I don't know. So for attributes here, we are going to take some from personality. We can go actually all the way down to 40 here. We're going to take 5 from luck, and we're going to pump speed. What else can we take? We could probably take some agility. We could take some willpower and some strength. And we're just going to pump speed. We want to be flush with 75 speed. So we'll pump this back into agility here. So pretty much what we're going for is a speed agility build, because speed is going to be like hitting a lot, you know, a lot of tries at hitting. And then agility is going to make us hit more often on our tries, if that makes sense. Thank you for liking the live, by the way, Dante Bar. I do appreciate that. Welcome in, user. How are we today? Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like here. Don't worry, some of these do look a little bit low. They will go up because we will get some skills to roll with here, right? So let's get into advantages and disadvantages. Advantages. Always increase majory 3 times int in spell points. Dante Bar says, you watch me here and there, just trying to learn a bit. Well, settle in, man. We're just getting started here. I'm doing this video here for a guide, so it's going to be a good one. All right, so for special advantages, I always go 3 times int in spell points, which means when you're leveling up and you get more intellect, you will get more spell points, meaning, you know, end game, you can kind of be pumping intellect, making your spell point pool real big. You can eventually be casting those end game spells, and you will be able to cast spells relatively easy at the beginning of the game. And so for other advantages here, what else are we going to take? I don't usually take too many advantages. Sometimes I'll take immunities to like poison, paralysis, stuff like that, disease. The thing is, we are immune to paralysis, I believe, whether through poison or spell. So, and that's because we decided to go with the high elf. So, welcome in, Germs, Sosa Simpson, Chico Will's mom. Welcome in, guys. So for this one, I don't think we're going to need to do that because we're going to get some good spells early on. We're not going to need to deal with this. Plus, we're already immune to the paralysis. So this is going to be real good for us here. And then let me know how it's sounding and looking too. I kind of upgraded the setup just slightly. Germ said, what is it about older Elder Scrolls that you prefer over the new ones? I feel like people want to watch and want to have more of a community over the older ones than the new ones. Like if you scroll through TikTok Live, everybody's playing Skyrim, you know what I mean? Which I like Skyrim for sure, but people kind of gravitate towards the old ones because of intrigue and because of, you know, maybe they haven't seen it in a long time, or maybe they just can't be bothered to do it themselves, so they want to watch me do it. Either way, I'm here for it, you know what I mean? I'd be more than happy to do new ones, but there just isn't that kind of a demand for me specifically to be doing that, because there's an abundance of a supply, if that makes sense. And back to the guide here. So we just did advantages. We're going to do disadvantages now. So disadvantages we can kind of load up here. Welcome in, Jesus. We're going to load up on forbidding an armor type. We're going to forbid leather because I'm not a big fan of leather. It's not going to be good for us end game. It's not the build we're going for. User, thank you for the likes. I do appreciate you. Dante Bar, thank you for that feedback. I do appreciate that. I did get like a new mic. I kind of upgraded the camera situation, and so I am looking for that kind of feedback. So I do appreciate it. Germ said that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know how I'd handle throwing myself in that sandbox. Hey, I mean, it's good to just see how you'd react. I just record the whole thing. Maybe throw it up on YouTube, Jesus, thank you for the likes. I do appreciate that. Back to the disadvantages here. So we forbid the leather armor type because I don't prefer to use it. We're going to forbid shields because we're going to end up using two-handers. So we're going to forbid the buckle, the kite, the round, and the tower. And I don't know if you can see, but this little thing right here, this is kind of like predetermining the difficulty of, how difficult or not it is to level up. So you can see the meter kind of moving as I add disadvantages or advantages here. So we're going to forbid hand-to-hand because we don't really do that. And what else can we forbid here? We're going to forbid Orcish because we don't come across a lot of Orcish. And if you had noticed, the advantages, they spike your difficulty up, but the disadvantages, they only do little ticks down. So you're going to have to severely outweigh your advantages with disadvantages here. And I think I might have maxed out here. So we're looking good here. We just have to name our class now, right? And so this is going to be the new guy. Get it? The new guy. Okay. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to answer 12 important career decisions that will influence our background, right? We don't want to do this fast generating stuff here. So let's get into it. After the School of Restoration, what magic have you been studying the longest? We're going to pick destruction here. What motivates you into a life of adventure? We're going to pick riches. In between formal study, you spent your time, I like to learn economics. Since childhood, I have saved 100 gold pieces. So we're just going to try to stack some early game gold here with that. In gratitude for services rendered, the Emperor gave us, that's going to be the Ebony Dagger. This dagger is going to be good because if we don't get a decent weapon starting off, this is going to be a decent base damage, as well as we can sell it for decent later as well. Carlos Reacts said, how do you get this game? I've only seen you play it and I kind of want to do it. So what you're going to do is go to Steam and get it from Steam, and then go to Google and Google Daggerfall Unity and download Daggerfall Unity's most recent version. I believe it's 1.1.1, and run Daggerfall through the Daggerfall Unity, and you will be playing it like I'm about to be playing it. It's like 60 FPS. There's quality of life upgrades and stuff like that. Welcome in, Drew, by the way. So there's lots of QOL stuff, a little bit of upgrade lighting, a couple other things, but it's going to be worth it to not play the Steam version, just base. The Steam version's free, so is Daggerfall Unity, so you don't got to worry about paying or anything like that. If you really need help, you can join my Discord. The link is in my bio. It's like in the link tree or whatever. Feel free to join up there. We got a community full of Daggerfall enjoyers. We like Morrowind and other Elder Scrolls too, so feel free to shoot the shit up in there. So back to the guide, right? As we grew older, we received additional magical training in restoration. Our nickname was Scrapper. We are friendlier than most with, I always just pick a random one. Some of these matter, some of these kind of don't, but I feel like this one doesn't, but it just kind of gives you that little extra boost in like language. I feel like this question does. Andre Peterson, welcome in. Cheeseball, you have to go, but you're going to download Daggerfall Unity tomorrow because it's 4 weeks. Jesus, thank you for the 100, what is that? The game controller. I appreciate that. I do. Do you like my Scrooge McDuck thing that I made? I do appreciate you, though. Thank you. So, of all disagreeable types, you have made the most personal hatred for power-mad robber barons, obviously. We are intimate friends with an assassin. I feel like that sounds kind of dangerous. And then, what god, if any, do you worship? Let's pick none. And we have the most trouble. I feel like getting along with others is typically what I pick because I'm scared to like not resist poisons, not resist magic, not stay awake, whatever. And then now we just name ourselves, right? We just name ourselves, which is kind of the hardest part if you think about it. Like, I always struggle with the naming portion. What are we thinking here? What are we thinking? We're a high elf. What should it be? What's a good high elf name? I like that. A guide. Thank you, Dottie Bar, for that one. So we're a guide. We'll be like a... Can we do like a dot guide? Like it's our first initial. Look at that. All right. So these are some updated portraits. I do have the Dream mod installed. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. You missed what kind of class I'm playing, so we just made the class. It's kind of a get you to the end game and get you to beating the game for your first beat game kind of a thing. Once you beat the game, you can kind of figure out what you're good at, what you like, re-roll how you want. But this is going to get you through your first kind of like all the way to the end. So I will show you, I'll pull up kind of what we spec'd into, but in short, it's like long blade, resto, destruction. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. So let's pick a portrait real quick. I feel like I liked this one because we got this crazy hair here. All right, so this is where we roll, right? So we're trying to get out of here with over 80 speed. When we roll with 13 points here, this is looking good. Plus we got 60 agility here. We can get 90 speed. Yeah, this is looking real good, actually. So we'll save this roll and then we'll re-roll. When you save roll, you can load roll and then it'll take it back. What up, Darth Rius? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. So it's every time you re-roll, it changes kind of what it gives you and how much it gives you extra for you to personally spec in there. So we're going to re-roll this one. I like to have at least 11 to 13. So we've got... This one's looking pretty good. 55 here. 55 here. We got 90 speed, 56. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I think I like what I see here. We got 180 spell points. We got plus the damage. We are looking good. So this is what we're going to go with here. Darren Holmes said Daggerfall is the GOAT. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Have some corn. Have some corn while you're here. All right, last but not least, they give you like, 6 points between the 3 brackets to kind of disperse where you want them. We'll get an even, or we'll get the 49s up here, and then we'll get an even 40 on our destruction. That way we can be hitting on that, and then we'll leave Longblade low. That way we can kind of level it up, and then that way it'll level us up while we're leveling it up, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Grindpaw Craft, welcome to the stream. What's up, Little Spirit Wolf? Welcome in. Settle in. All right, so for this bracket, we're going to pump 2 critical strike at that even 20, and then we'll just get medical up there, because it's not really about leveling it up. It's about it being useful to us. You missed kind of like the original spec, but we'll pull it up as soon as we load in here. So no biggie there. For these ones, we're going streetwise and etiquette all the way here. We want to be able to talk to our people, so that's what we're going to do. And so here we go. We're going to go very high reflexes, only because I was doing that last time and it seemed to be working out. But if you're not sure, just go average, you know. You're liking how the leveling system sounds. That's why you liked Oblivion. So the leveling system is you level up individual skills, and each little tick is like another tick towards your actual level, right? So you get like a couple ticks of Longblade. It's giving you a couple tick. I think it's 2 ticks every like major skill, and 1 tick every minor skill, and like a half tick every 3rd tier. I forget what it's called. But yeah, let's get into it, okay? Looking good. All right. Everybody shush. Shh. It's starting. I was here.
400 years after Septim's reign, the beginning will meet the end, and the bloody circle will close in the empire of Tamriel. The unworthy heirs of the Septim dynasty have allowed the bonds of the empire to weaken and crack. Uriel Septim, the Seventh, cannot repair what his ancestors ignored. The provinces fight among themselves like neglected children, drunk with rebellion, and one indomitable power hides itself, but not forever.
Welcome home, Grandpa.
Excuse the gloom, but none may know of this meeting. The nature of my trouble is darker still. Over a year ago, King Lysandus of Daggerfall died honorably on the field of battle. He was as loyal
Smash
a
the likes,
subject,
guys. Smash the shares.
ally, and friend as you are. I did grieve for him, but his spirit does not rest. With a spectral army, he haunts his former kingdom, crying for revenge. I do not know why a good and loyal man would be so cursed. Perhaps you can find the answer and close the marble jaws of oblivion, bringing peace to his soul. I ask this as your emperor and your friend. I have one lesser request. Several years ago, I wrote a letter to the Queen of Daggerfall. It never arrived. The letter was of a sentimental and personal nature. If you find and destroy that letter, I will be grateful. Now, my champion, rest well this night. For tomorrow you sail for the kingdom of Daggerfall.
Daggerfall. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. All right, so here's how it goes. Here's how it goes. Welcome in, guys. We got a couple new faces here. Settle in, settle in. You was there, Gandalf 3,000 years ago. You played this when it came out. That's badass. You probably are going to be amazed by how it looks with this mod. Little Spirit Wolf, no, I did not see the update to Dream. I just have whatever Dream I had from like 3 weeks ago or whatever. But yeah, so let's get into it, okay? So, you wake and look around the room. Some hours ago, you were in a boat en route to Daggerfall when a storm of supernatural strength boiled over the Iliac Bay like a malefic creature. Your boat was destroyed, but you managed to swim through the churning water to a promontory rock. There you found a cave and escaped the fury of the storm. You had only just lit a small fire when a mudslide sealed you within. Your fear of being buried alive calmed when you saw the corridor leading out of the cavern. Perhaps there is a way out of the cave after all. Once free of the cave, you can begin the Emperor's quest. All right, let's get into it. No, I'll be the tutorial here. All right, let's look around here. All right. So the mod that I had before had a way better fire than this. I feel like this looks like a flash animation or something. The other one was much more like realistic, you know. But this is fine, you know. One thing about this mod is that it is a little bit darker, and it's, you know, it's not as great for, I feel like, the stream, but it is what it is. Okay, so here is the build. Let's get into it. We got Longblade, Restoration, and Destruction. Those are the primaries, right? For the majors, we got Medical, Critical Strike, Running. All right, and then for minor, we went Etiquette, Streetwise, Mercantile, Mysticism, Thaumaturgy, and Jumping. And then for attributes, out of character creation, we ended up with 55 Strength, 60 Intellect, 48 Willpower, 55 Agility, Endurance is 56, 45 Personality, 90 Speed, and 45 Luck. Halt, halt, the glue guy. Okay, so what this build is, a speed build. Speed first, right? It's probably going to take us like 2 levels to max this out. And then agility. Why? So speed is going to give us a lot of times to try to hit, right? And agility is going to make us like hit like more of those times. Right? So instead of like being a strength boy where we just like kind of hit hard every once in a while, we're going to be hitting like this and hitting very often, right? And I feel like that works out a little bit better. And then after that, we're going to be pumping into willpower a little bit just so that we could land spells easier, and intellect for that big ol' spell power pool for those end game spells. Dante Bar says, are potions the main item for healing other than magic? Medical sounds advanced. So medical is not advanced. What medical does is when you rest, it is going to determine how quickly you return your health and your magicka back to full. So it's not advanced at all. It's actually very passive, you know, if that makes sense. Potions, there are potions, but you're kind of like, you can make them. I haven't really got into it. I feel like it's easier to just use spells to heal yourself. And that's in my experience, right? So, that being said, this is where we are here. And let's see what we started out with equipment-wise. So we got an ebony dagger and an iron long sword. So down here is where it's going to show the... sorry, what am I trying to say? The damage. So this one you can see is 5 to 10. This one's 1 to 15. So obviously a much lower bottom, but a higher top. This one's kind of like a mid-looking deal here. Either way, this one's going to sell for a lot. Plus, iron is kind of a low-tier material, so some mobs can't be hit with it. Whereas all mobs in this dungeon, at least, can be hit with this ebony dagger. So we're going to use that. We got our spell book. We didn't start with much else. Let's see here. What do we start with? Shock, chameleon, slow falling. So we're looking good here. We're looking all right. What we're going to do first is save, though. So we're a guide. Because if we die right here, we have to create the whole character over again if we didn't save. Yeah. So Andre Peterson, as you could tell, like with this mod, you can see like all these textures are a lot different. And you can see that I'm playing like with mouse movement or, you know, mouse look, spacebar to jump, you know, shift to sprint kind of a thing. It's probably looking considerably different than what you're used to. All right, that's looking good. So we just took care of that first rat there. And now what we're going to do is rest until fully healed. And then we're going to save. Here we go. Keep on keeping on. You think Dream makes the Daggerfall Unity easier on the Steam Deck? I wonder, that might be a thing, because it kind of like, I feel like it makes it play more like modern like, and I feel like that's what the Steam Deck would need. In the mod it says Dream handheld. Oh shit, I didn't know that. Alright, we're going to do that again. We just rested. Now we'll save and we'll see what's good in here. Okay, so this is one of those mobs that can't be hit. He actually might take us out, but he can't be hit with... Oh, come on, don't take us... Okay, ooh, that was close. That was close. He can't be hit by the iron longsword, so it's a good thing we had the ebony one equipped here. So medical is good because like the faster you heal up, the less hours will pass, and the in-game time actually matters in this game because you can like get soft locked out of quests and time can pass. You can fail a quest, but also you can be interrupted from your sleep by people like interrupting it. Like it'll say like, you know, there's enemies nearby, like those other Elder Scrolls games. You know what I mean? Trash Can Raccoon, welcome in. I do overworld mods, like ones that make the world between the towns more interesting? No, there's not a ton of that. There's like one that I had was like a wilderness overhaul, but all it did was put a bunch of trees everywhere, and really what it did was like kind of hide the entrance to all the dungeons. So when I was trying to find all the dungeons, I was like looking around and I couldn't find anything. The Marcus Mark, welcome in, and Striker Coach, welcome in. All right, so you're going to want to save early, save often, okay, guys? That's one of the biggest tips that I can give you for this game. Also, behold 3D dungeon mapping. Alright, so oh. This guy's just whooping our ass from behind here. That beefy boy up there hits like a truck too. Welcome in Jordan. Welcome in Jeremy Buckles. Let's get him. Oh, you see that? Ooh, he almost had us. Look down here in the bottom left at my health when I get out of here. I've got like a sliver. You see that? But we did get some loot here. Peepin' Penguin, welcome in, bro. El Capitan, welcome in. All right, let's get back to it. Let's go through here in a minute. There's a skeleton over there, and sometimes he can be a little asshole. There's a bear. A bear. Schizo City, welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. Take care of that guy. Ooh, here we go. 2 to 13. I think we'll take that. Oh, we took our pants off. Put your pants back on, bro. We gotta heal up real quick. Kurt, welcome in. See, that was the little thing I was talking about. Enemies nearby. Ooh, this guy had some stuff here. Yo, thank you for the follow, buddy. I appreciate you. Foot emoji. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Save early, save often, y'all. Is this a newer run? What kind of build am I going for? So for this one, it's kind of an updated guide. We went with speed and agility for our attributes. And for primaries, we got long blade, resto, destruction. Majors, we got medical, crit strike, and running. And then here's the minors. Etiquette, streetwise, mercantile, mysticism, thaumaturgy, and jumping. This is just kind of built to get you to beat the game for your first time. If you never beat the game, you can beat it with this build. 100%. 100%. Starting with 90 speed right out the gate. Like, look how fast we swing. Like, if you don't have any context, you probably don't think that this is very fast. But this is absolutely incredibly fast. Yo, what was that? This guy. Andre Peterson, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate you. And we already got our first level here. Check that out. Bumping that speed up to 96 here. I don't know if you saw what we did. We touched the little table here and it turned the thing and we got those 2 knapsacks. We can turn it back too. See? Is this only on PC? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anthony Plaz, don't care about what? This guy just comes in to the chat and says, don't care. Oh, your roses. No, I'm just a bad streamer is all it is. I'm sorry. I really do apologize about that. I really do. I really do apologize about that. Like, I don't know if you can see this, what's on my screen here, but it's just like this little thing up here, and I have it on the second monitor. It's not always easy to see, especially when I'm playing the game. I do care. I do care. I don't want anybody to think I don't care. All right, what's through door number 1 here? Ooh, a little knapsack. No more stuff. We can drop some of this leather stuff. Leather stuff doesn't sell very good. Sometimes it's heavy. You played Elder Scrolls 3. Thank you for showing you Elder Scrolls 2. Absolutely, that's why I do it. A lot of people haven't seen it. Some people won't ever be bothered to play it, but you know, you can check it out here. We got the skelly. Man, they really updated the face of the skeleton to be like some sort of like, it's like some sort of Punisher logo looking thing. Alright, we just gotta tank this. Ah. Yeah, Elder Scrolls 3 is my favorite. Is it on Steam? It is absolutely on Steam. If you're talking about Daggerfall as well, I mean, Morrowind is also. If you get it from Steam, I would highly recommend getting Daggerfall Unity, though. It's how I play it, kind of, you know, with the mouse movement and WASD movement and that kind of a thing. I don't know. The Skelly is definitely the like strongest mob in this dungeon here. Yeah, Daggerfall Unity is really easy to set up. It's also free, just like Daggerfall is like on Steam. So if you like that kind of a thing, definitely check it out. What up, Jessica? What a name. Jessica. Ooh, this guy is a beefy boy. Elven longbow, I like that. Misto, welcome in. Lady Oblivion, how are we tonight? A Morrowind remaster would be amazing. There's what they call open. Oh shit, we gotta dip out here. OpenMW is not a remaster per se, but it's kind of like an overhaul, and it's really good. It fixes a lot of like the bugs and stuff. When I was playing it on Steam, I was crashing a lot. When I was playing it on Xbox Series S, I was crashing a lot. And when I picked Daggerfall Unity, or I'm sorry, Open Morrowind up, it was just great. And modding it, it was super easy too. Also, they have More Oblivion coming out. I don't know if you guys have heard of More Oblivion, but it's like a, oh shit, it's a Morrowind remake in the Oblivion engine, so that should be fucking
You
really
got
cool.
my attention.
Yo, thank you for the follow, Glue Guy. I do appreciate you. Man, we're getting the follow train here. I appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. Ooh, we got a helm here. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, in the Oblivion engine. We watched like the trailers on stream not too long ago. It was a good time. They look really, really good. And then they also have Sky Oblivion, or no, it's called Skywind. I'm sorry. So they do have more Oblivion, but that's just a mod for Oblivion. That's Morrowind. What I'm referring to, at least what I was thinking about in my brain, was Skywind and Sky Oblivion, which are Oblivion and Morrowind remade in the Skyrim engine. Yeah, I was seriously mistaken there. The Skywind mod is not out yet, I don't believe. Yeah, we saw the footage the day we started the Archer build, so that was about a month or two ago. About a month and a half ago, I'd say, probably. Is that it? Is that it right here? All right, let's see if we can take this guy. Yeah, the sad thing is, like you said, they've been working on it for years, but with Sky Oblivion, they've been working on that for years, and then Bethesda is like, oh, we're just going to remake Oblivion. So it's going to come out relatively the same time. And those devs are going to have to compete with Bethesda, who's going to sell that game. You know what I mean? Kind of sucks for them. Oh, we got a little rat action right here. Let's get him. Get him, boys. Get him. Alright, so we had Imp versus Rat versus Bat here. It looks like the Imp got taken out first, even though I can't hit him with anything less than Elven. A little bit ironic there. Alright, that was the exit, but we do have a couple more rooms that we can venture forth into. Back it up, Rat Boy. Alright, another skelly here. Let's pray that we make it. Let's, not console command, but let's get so. Ooh, shocked his ass. One hit. That was nasty. Sky Oblivion is supposed to be free. I did not know that. I just figured, you know, that they would monetize the shit out of it, you know. Ooh, Elven boots, huh? We're definitely getting those. And let's heal up real quick. It legally can't be monetized. Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I was in my mind I was thinking about the Bethesda remake. I thought that's what you meant, that it was going to be free, and I'm like, why would they do that? But yeah, legally they couldn't monetize it. I mean, they could, you know, accept donations and stuff, I'm sure. Ooh, the shocks are the way to go with these skeletons, I swear. Kev, Tev, Bodler, Not Garrett, Matthew, welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, welcome. Strength and Unity, welcome to the stream. There's Patreon stuff. Yeah, I figured it was kind of like that. All right, so there it is, boys. We got out of the dungeon here, boys and gals. So here we go. Out of the first dungeon, we are level 2 with about 40% into level 2. So we got 60% left to go. We got about 1,300 gold. This is going to be great gold to start out with because we're going to need a wagon. We're going to need cure poison, cure disease. Sorry, guys. We're going to need free action. We're going to need, you know, levitate. So that's going to pay for a lot of those spells. Eventually, we're going to get a horse. And so this is a really good starting point here. Let's see, this is all looking real good. And then as far as loot here, we've got a helmet, we've got steel greaves, we got elven boots and an elven sword, so that's actually really good. And then we got a bunch of stuff to sell, a couple elven pieces here. We are looking good. So what we're gonna do is head up the hill here. Rotten Sewer Productions, thank you for the likes. Guys, if you like Elder Scrolls, if you like Daggerfall, please follow the stream. I do appreciate you. I really do. I do. The city Orsinium is in the game. It's kind of like a whole city-state looking thing because you can go to other places as well within Orsinium. And then there's also the city of Orsinium. Strength and Unity, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. So we're just coming up the hill here. Around the hill is going to be a city called, it's like the first town. It's called Gothway Garden. There's a Mages Guild here, and that's where we're headed. Got some floating trees. There it is. You can kind of see it peeking over the horizon there. Alright, so we hit the map here, and the stuff in blue are the guilds. I believe that's the Mages Guild, so we're just going to go over there. If the next game is Hammerfell, you hope Orsinium is cool. Orsinium is going to be off the chain if Hammerfell is the next game. Popo Kangaroo, is that a joke? I had a feeling. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to join this guild here. It says, yes, I'm worthy. Hell yeah, bro. We're going to talk to this guy, and we're going to buy some spells. Important spells here. Free action. It's the cheapest spell, and actually we're not going to need it because we're immune to paralysis. But typically, if you don't pick anything besides a high elf, you're going to need this. But it is the cheapest spell, so that's cool. Belina's Balm, that's our heal. That's going to be our main heal. It's going to carry us through the end game. We're getting that one. Cure Disease, ripping it. Cure Poison, ripping it. And these are expensive. These are like 400 each. What else? Wow. Yeah, we're going to get water breathing and levitation. Where you at? Levitate, 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 levitate. All right, and so what we have is a little bit more money here. Let's go extract a little bit from the shop. These orange ones are the shops. And what I mean by extract is, I mean, just sell all of our stuff over at the shops. It's mostly weapons. These pawnbrokers are not going to be able to buy your armor, but they will be able to buy your weapons and kind of other stuff too. All right, this is the general store here. And so there's our ebony dagger there. The long sword. The elven. 2 elven pieces. So we've got 4,116 gold worth of stuff here. Let's see how much he offers us. About a quarter of the price. So he lowballed the shit out of us. But that's okay. It's early. We can afford this. Let's go back to the Mages Guild. We can see if we can just get all the rest of our spells. And if we can just get them all for the whole game, like, we're going to be set here. DT said they should let you influence followers' skills in the next game, but make it tied to speech skills. That would actually be a really cool thing. I don't know how that would go for, like I'd like to see like them make that like a multiplayer or something, like, or have capabilities like that. And so I just don't see it happening with that. But also, like, typically these are single player games, but that would be like a cool way to like reinvigorate the Elder Scrolls. Is like, oh look, you can play, you know, 3-4 people and do like little dungeons or something. That'd be cool. I don't know. That's just wishful thinking though. Alright, let's check out our spells here. So what do we still need? I like to get this one right here. It's called Stamina. It's pretty cheap, and it's just like a heal for your stamina. And if your stamina runs out, you kind of die. So sometimes you need it in like a pinch. So we'll get that one. And then Wildfire is our dot that we'll need late game.
You got my attention.
And then the Mages Guild is going to have us cast Sleep. They're also going to have us cast Open. So these are all of the spells that we'll need pretty much through the entire game here. We came with these top 3, and then all these are what we're going to need. Belina's Balm, that's going to be our heal. It's like our self-heal. It's going to carry us through the end game. Very cheap to cast. Lands every time. Cure Disease. Disease is a bitch in this game. You need Cure Disease. Cure Poison. Poison is hell in this game. You need Cure Poison. Water Breathing and Levitate are great to have for dungeons. Usually, if you need these for a dungeon, there will be something that you can pull inside the dungeon that will cast it on you. But this is if you don't want to go and find those levers and this and that, but it just makes it a lot easier. Stamina is like a heal, but for your stamina, because if you run out of stamina, it's just like running out of health. You will die. You'll have to reload. Wildfire, that's our super powerful dot. That's going to help us take care of our end game mobs like liches. Pretty much my strategy is cast it on them, the dot hits, and then run away, sleep, and then hopefully by the time you're done sleeping, the dot will have killed them, you know what I mean? And then sleep and open are because when we're doing Mages Guild quests, this is what they're going to send us to do. Is they're going to send us to put people to sleep, they're going to send us to open stuff, and occasionally they'll send us to like dungeons and stuff too, but these are a majority of the quests. Not a majority, but a good portion. So right off the rip here, we've got all of our spells, and we have enough gold to travel with on top of it. So we are looking good. Salem, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, we are refining the guide. I am definitely doing like a kind of revision here for that, and that's kind of what we did here. I'll go over it real quick just for those who are kind of tuning in. We ended up with 90 speed off the rip out of character creation, as well as this 55 agility. That's kind of what we're pumping here. Speed is going to let us try to hit a lot more times. We're going to be hitting this often, right? Or trying to at least. And agility is going to be making a lot of these hits actually land, right? So that's kind of the theory behind the build here. I feel like it's much more effective than like pumping strength and like doing more damage and like hitting, you know, like this, but hitting harder. I like to hit like this and just like get them done, you know what I mean? Because a lot of your weapons are going to give knockback and stuff. It's going to be easier if you just hit faster. Primaries, Longblade, Resto, Destruction. For the majors, we went Medical, Crit Strike, and Running. And minors, we went Etiquette, Streetwise, Mercantile, Mysticism, Thaumaturgy, and Jumping. And so that's kind of the new guide here. I'm going to be kind of editing this, chopping it up, making that new guide. So expect that out here pretty soon. And expect this to hit the VODs channel. Expect a lot more Daggerfall now. I'm going to try not to go back to the hardcore WoW. I'm going to try to be all Elder Scrolls from here on out. You know, you guys can look forward to that. So if you guys like the Elder Scrolls, you like Daggerfall, make sure you're hitting that follow button, follow along. I'm about to be signing off though. So I can get to editing, get to, you know, doing that stuff. So I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for all the follows. We got 6 new follows today. Thanks for all the gifts, all that kind of stuff. You guys are awesome. I hope you all have a great and safe night. Peace.